Hi, I'm Carlos from RunRepeat, and this is the review of the Nike Zoom Fly 3. The Nike Zoom line has always been a family of the flagship running shoes of Nike. As of 2020, Alpha Fly will be the new top line. So the Zoom Fly will be the second line. The Alpha Fly line will be considered to be something of an elite line. Nike has said that they will keep the Vaporfly line as well. So the Vaporfly Next Percent will have an update in 2020, as well as the Nike Zoom Fly and the Pegasus. And there will be another products in the Zoom line like the Mylar. The Pegasus Turbo will be part of the Alpha Fly line because they will reserve the Zoom X foam to the Alpha Fly line. And all the Zoom shoes will be React foam. As the Nike Pegasus 37 will be a Nike React foam, as said by Nike representatives. It's not been officially launched yet, but rumors say the cushion foam will go away. So this is an end of an era that started a revolution in running shoes. Ever since the Nike Vaporfly 4% launched, this Nike Zoom Fly has been the daily trainer to a very fast shoe. It's considered by few to be the fastest shoe ever made. So this has a very big work to do to take the runner to that place where he's ready to race in the Vaporflies. But this is also a very capable racing shoe by itself in a more accessible price range. As well as the Vaporfly, the Zoom Fly is propelled by a carbon fiber plate. In this case, this is a carbon infused plate. It's a very rigid shoe, but it's also very soft when landing, and it has enough cushioning to take you to a marathon. Its intention is to be the daily trainer to a Vaporfly. Nike Vaporflies, as many of you know, are not very durable shoes. They are overkill for training. I mean, they last 250, 300 miles. And so these shoes are a lot more durable and a lot less expensive. So they are meant for you to train in these instead of the Vaporflies and reserve the Vaporflies for those special moments. In terms of the specifics of the shoe, this is an 11mm offset shoe, which is very consistent with Speedwork shoes. At 9.6 ounces, this is not a particularly light shoe, but it's not heavy considering this is a Speedwork shoe. It's a shoe that puts you on the edge of your feet, literally, in order to propel you forward and to put you in a place where the carbon fiber plate can't actuate. This plate is not noticeable as much as in the Vaporflies. The React midsole is a little more dense than the Zoom X foam, and it's also more durable, so it works very well for this shoe. The outsole pattern is brand new, considering the first two versions of the Zoom Fly were consistent with the Vaporfly 4%, and they were the same pattern. This outsole pattern is completely revamped with wider toe box, narrower arch, considerably narrower heel as well. And there's a considerable coverage of rubber in the forefoot, which is where this shoe lives the most. It's also completely redone in terms of design. In the midsole, you can see this is a painted area of the midsole, which has a contour that mimics the carbon fiber plate shape. And it also has these pointy heels that are very Nike. But the funny thing is that this shoe is very subtly inspired by automotive racing. For example, this rear of the heel look like the rear end of an exotic car like a Ferrari, like the air vents in the bottom. And the mesh in the upper has pattern like checkered flag. So those are two automotive elements that I can see in this model. And all the shapes and even the swoosh are consistent with a forward motion looking. So it's a shoe that compels speed just by looking at it. This interesting booty construction, which is new to the model, has these elements to the side that help with the lockdown. You can see them because this upper is translucent. You can see the elements of supporting the arch. This shoe also is the first one or the first line to introduce the new Vaporweave material, which is this green upper plastic fabric, what I would like to call a micro mesh, because the holes are barely visible, but you can see through it. This Vaporweave is used to increase breathability, but also increase water resistance. This is not a Gore-Tex shoe by any means, but it's a shoe that should repel splashing water more efficiently. In my test, since I'm in the middle of summer, I did not have the chance to run in rain with them. But it is a material that when washing the shoe, it dries quickly. I mean, it's not something that isn't really getting wet. In terms of performance, this is a shoe that it's softer than its predecessor, the Nike Zoomfly Flyknit, which is now considered the Zoomfly 2. It does provide a very soft ride. It's a very firm ride, but not in the terms of the cushioning. But it's a shoe that doesn't really bend too much. It's very comfortable. It's very rated for long distances as well. The mesh is very breathable. It's a very fresh shoe. In terms of durability, I see this can be a 500, 600 miles shoe. It's a very interesting shoe to have in your arsenal because it will give you a little boost in forward. It is a shoe that likes to go fast. I mean, the only downside I see to this shoe was the launch price was very high at $180 for the purpose of it. She's a daily trainer and speed work daily trainer. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, please consider subscribing or hitting that like button. And as always, I'll see you later.